Welcome back to Good Things Utah. So glad you are watching. We're back in the kitchen with Brian Severson from Blankets by Brian because we're finishing our cheesecake. We started in the first hour of the show. So Brian, talk me through making a graham cracker crust for the cheesecake, which I've never done before.
Yeah, this is so easy. You can go back to the first segment, or I'm sure you guys will have it online eventually, but that's what happened when we did the cheesecake.
So Brian,
we stuck it in the fridge for about an hour.
That's it. Fridge for an hour. I don't need to freeze it.
The butter solidifies quickly.
That quickly. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're ready. And I like to say his crust per filling ratio is about 50-50.
It's terrible.
Because you love the crunchiness
That's the
of the
way
crust.
I like it. I almost could just have that, really. I love that crust. It's so delicious. So the one trick, this is the only thing you can do that it wouldn't mess up the recipe, but it could slow you down. If you don't make your cream cheese room temperature, you're gonna really struggle to get this to mix consistently.
So leave that out.
Leave it out for a day, or not a day, oh my goodness, a couple hours.
I mean, you could.
No, I think a day it would probably go bad.
All right, don't do that.
But yeah, maybe a couple hours. You just want it to room temperature. And if it doesn't get quite room temperature, mix it by itself several times until you get that really, really smooth consistency. You definitely want it to be smooth.
Wait, Brian, is that just the cream cheese?
Yes.
That's all we have in there so far. Okay.
Yeah. And then another trick too is if it's still not mixing up smooth, you could add the lemon juice and then keep going until it's smooth.
Oh, you're doing
it needs to be smooth
flavor on this one.
So as long as we're talking about this, I have made it with lime juice, lemon juice.
Okay.
I haven't tried this, but I think it'd be really good. Concentrated orange juice.
That would be delicious.
Right? You could just you could swap any kind of concentrated juice out. Really, I think it would work.
I think the lime or the lemon sounds nice and fresh.
My husband loves the lime.
Okay, this is why.
And this one right here you can taste is this one's lime and this one's lemon. So in the long run, I don't have to mix this a whole lot because I did it before we started. But we're just gonna make sure it's all smooth like that.
Should I add the juice for you?
Now add the lemon.
How much?
This is a quarter cup.
Quarter cup. Okay.
By the way, if you like tart, you can go up to a third cup.
Add a little more.
And if you like it sweet, stick with the quarter cup.
So Brian and I talked about this in the last hour. I don't like cheesecake typically because it's so thick. How is this not as thick as our typical cheesecake?
Well, because it's really not cheesecake traditional. This is more of like a pie filling.
A pie filling.
Yeah,
okay.
and that's why.
I feel like I'm going to like it.
So now
better.
Before we mix it the rest of the way, I mean, everybody knows what sweetened condensed milk tastes like. It makes everything delicious.
Heavenly. It's absolutely heavenly.
Right.
And you did half a can.
No, the whole can.
Whole can of sweetened condensed milk.
So the whole can, the teaspoon measure with love of vanilla, and then the quarter cup of lemon juice. Let me set that down.
And mix that
So we're just going to mix that.
Okay.
We'll try to do this super quick.
And it just gets nice and fluffy as it incorporates.
Oh, a little messy.
Okay.
Okay. I would mix it a little bit longer, but nobody wants to hear that on TV. So
how do you have time to put any of this together whilst making all of your blankets and scarves and Santa hats during the holidays?
Well, this one's really easy. It's actually nice and calming because the payoff at the end is insane.
Okay, put that in there.
Oh, do you think it's going to overflow? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I have a lot of graham crackers.
Right. I know, but I love because you get a little bit of that crunch in every single bite.
And this recipe is so foolproof. You make it how you want. If you don't like that much graham cracker, just reduce the amount of cracker.
The QR code's on your screen, everybody. Hold your phone up to that, and this recipe is so easy. Again, we made the crust in the last hour, and now we're... You're right, there's so much crust.
There's so much crust.
I love it.
But it pays off in the end. When you get it at the end, it's really going to pay off.
Okay, so this goes in the fridge now.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Really, it's better if you can do 12 to 24 hours in the fridge. It takes a long time to set up for some reason. And if you don't, what happens is you'll cut into it and it'll go bleh.
It runs. It will run. Look at the ones that you made over here, though. Right. I love the one with caramel. Like you drizzle a little caramel on it. Do fruit on one of them. Blueberries over here.
Yeah, blueberry. Honestly, what about melting chocolate?
Oh, that sounds insane.
You could melt chocolate and do ganache on top.
I love the personalized sizes too, though. What a great idea to put it in a cup.
I think you could even make it for appetizers, like do it in little cupcake
Okay, girls,
tins.
come over here.
Yeah.
I know they're walking toward the kitchen. And Brian, give them each one.
Okay.
Here's some spoons.
So this one's lime and this one's lemon.
Which one do you? Oh, you brought
Eleanor's coming too.
Eleanor, here's your spoon, my friend.
I know Dina wants the caramel.
Come here. Okay. Oh.
Which one do you want to taste?
I'm gonna try this one.
Okay.
Is this your favorite? Which is yours, Brian?
I really like all of them. Lime is just fun because it's really different.
Oh, that's cheesecake. I can totally wrap my arms around.
I told you.
I knew it. You got her. abcboard.com/GTU for Brian's recipe. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a good recipe.
Get a blanket from Brian.
Oh, thanks. That
And
too.
snuggle up and make this for dessert tonight. Eleanor, what do you think? Thumbs up. Good. All right, still ahead.